but not in a gentle way. And again, he's putting himself in the female role here. So he's saying the only way that he'll be, literally what he's saying is the only way that he'll ever be pure is if God just violates him and takes possession of him forcefully. But he wants that. Now, that's what he's saying, but the language that he uses is very provocative because he's saying chaste and ravished. He's using sexual terms here, right? And again, he does that on purpose to make the reader think about it on a very different level, and also too because this idea, these terms are in the Bible. And Donne was a very, 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 very deeply religious guy, and didn't take what the Bible said lightly at all. And so Donne, to a certain extent, uses this to have the reader, because the people that were reading this were Christians, right? I mean, they weren't like atheists weren't going to be reading this at the time, and so to make believers and make people reading the poem question that, to what extent do they believe that the Bible is what it is, or to understand the commitment that is there, because they're, and again, I'm not, believe me, I'm not preaching or anything, but in the Bible there's some really, really weird stuff. I mean, at the end of the last, in Revelation, at the last book of the Bible, there's Jesus coming back, and he's riding a white horse, and he's got tattoos all over his body that no one can read, in language, like in words and symbols that no one can read. He's got a sword coming out of his mouth as his tongue, and he is like slaying people left and right. His robe is dripping with blood. I'm not making this up. This is in the Bible. His robe is dripping with blood from slaughter. That's a different kind of Jesus than what most of us are taught growing up with. And there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that we don't really focus on, and there's a lot of language and a lot of idea, and the idea of being married, right, to Jesus, and what that would mean to a man versus what that would mean to a woman, and the idea of loving a male God and being loved by a male God, and how that relationship works. And when you spend too much time talking about it, it makes people uncomfortable, because it's a very strange thing. And the idea of a God, or a male God, and a man speaking about this, a male God allowing him into his body and ravishing his body spiritually, that just sound, I mean, does everyone 100% comfortable talking about this right now? I don't think, not most people aren't, because it is uncomfortable language and it's an uncomfortable situation, but it's in the Bible, right? And so what Donne tries to do so oftentimes is bring these issues to light. Like, you say you believe this. Are you really comfortable talking about? Do you really know what this means? Do you really understand the depth of this commitment? The depth of the words that are, or the weight of the words that are in the Bible, by bringing these ideas and bringing these issues up. Because, and again, balancing the sacred with the profane, the beautiful with the uncomfortable, and that's exactly what Donne does and is so well known for. Now, we don't have time to get into, I'm going to let you guys out pretty early, for the rest.